All right, here we go. I think I played the wrong intro, but we are here. Focus on You with Phil and Oscar, your favorite duo. Bum, ba-da-dum, bum, bum, bum. Oh yeah,
Here
show
we
the
are.
muscles. Show
Oh,
the
yeah.
muscles, Oscar.
My Grover arms.
Yeah, there's a story of a guy named Oscar. Dun, 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 You know, you do look like one of the Brady Bunch guys. I'm not sure which one yet, but you look like the older version.
That show would have been ended in the first season.
It might have been. It might have been even more of a hit, you know.
I doubt
it
it.
really was. You know, it was actually one of my favorite shows. So, you know, we can actually talk about that a little bit. But again, we are here to talk about our programs that are going to be coming up in the next week. And this month, we are focusing on finances, how you can make more money.
That's a misnomer. You can't make money.
You can make money.
The Fed
I can make money.
We earn money.
It may not be legal.
Chapter 3 of Think and Grow Rich, when Kiyosaki and his buddies started making nickels out of lead, and it's like, no, that's not how you make money, but it's a good start.
It's a good start. I mean, at least you kind of like got the concept that, you know, it is a physical object. You know, so that's a good start. But we want to help to empower our audience and those who watch our programs to be able to know how to expand their financial reach. And some of us really, there's a lot of different things out there that we could do with our money, so that the next time when things go down, we actually not have to worry about what's going on in the world. We are definitely set. Why do you look taller than me now?
I think I moved the camera. It's changing camera angles. Maybe I got taller. I don't know.
And now we're competing. I was like, okay, who's higher? Okay, let me check if I can go higher. You know, but overall, that's our purpose here at Phoenix National Business Group, is to help others reach their maximum potential in every area in their relationships, individually and financially, because we all need money. We do all need money, right?
Some of us do.
Some of us do. I mean, Bitcoin, is that real money? That's a good question.
Our dollar bill is real money. You know, it's fiat currency. There's nothing backing it up. So, no, it's not real money.
Go ahead.
Here's a cool thing. Go look up Monopoly money color and match it to the bills that we have today. The bills that we have today, the colors correspond to the same colors in Monopoly money. That's how the Fed is laughing at you, saying this is Monopoly money color because it's Monopoly money.
But currency is definitely what we add value to. Yeah. Right. So we are the ones that determine that this dollar bill with, you know, President Lincoln on it has value, right? Because we use it for a reason of exchange and measuring and things like that. And so we are the ones, society is the one, are the ones that add the value to the dollar bill. If everybody said, you know what, I don't think this is worth anything, we're going to start using this for toilet paper, you know, then it would totally lose its value and would have to, you know, find other means to do an exchange. We may have to go back to cows and, you know, camels and
and bartering.
Bartering, yes. I will exchange my daughter for a cow. And, you know, you'd be like, what? Listen, man, 2 cows. You know, so that's how it was back in the day. And times have surely changed, you know, so I'm excited for that. I'm glad for that. But we have a very interesting lineup for next week, which is it's going to be an amazing week because we're going to talk about investing. We're going to talk about managing your money, and these are very, very strong areas for us to establish. Credit repair. We're going to have Dwayne on next week, and he's going to talk a little bit about credit repair. So that's going to be a very interesting conversation. But Oscar, I usually like to see you lead off this conversation. So go ahead. Let's talk about what we have coming up.
All right. So what we have coming up next week on the 16th, 17th, and 18th. Mm-hmm. And then we have 23rd through the 25th. Mm-hmm. Oh, on Wednesday. I'm Tuesday. I'm sorry. Put that on there and not press any keys and screw up everything. We have Amanda. Amanda is our real estate person. She'll be on at 10 o'clock.
Okay, so yeah, Amanda is going to be talking about real estate and investing in real estate. Now, I mean, this market that we're in right now is a seller's market. It is definitely a seller's market. I sent an article. I put an article in the chat.
Yep, saw that.
That the houses are selling for higher than their standard value right now. So if you own any sort of property, if you own a property, now is the time to sell. That's what the seller's market is all about. When you're in a buyer's market, you know, there are more houses available than buyers. You know, when you're in a seller's market, you have more buyers available and less properties, right? So right now we are in a seller's market. And, we want to make sure encouraging those of you watching to see how you can take advantage of how that market is flowing, right? And know when to buy and when to sell. All right. We want to empower you
about that crazy market that we're in now.
Or refinance. Sorry.
That's Ricky on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for Amanda, we have our love coach, Whitney, coming up.
Whitney. If you are single and disenfranchised, you know, you're out there, you're looking for that life partner that you want to settle down with, Whitney is definitely the woman to talk to. She has expanded her business reach to couples, as well as to men as well, because she was just specializing in women, right? And really helping women connect with their life mate. So now you have, she has a whole different aspect that you can reach out. So guys,
jump in.
Yeah, jump in. Because it's not only women that are looking for companions, right? You know, guys are looking too. And so, you have to kind of like learn the ways and the things that are in a woman's mind. If we can get there, can we get there? I think we can. I believe in us as men that we can do it.
We're a little late to the ball game, but we can do it.
No, honest. I personally think that women are a lot smarter.
Oh yeah.
Right? They can do, their brain can work things in such a way that, you know, we're still trying to catch up. We're still trying to understand, wow, how do you do that? How do you make that happen? And so what Whitney's going to be helping us with that. And so all of us need to tune in and catch on to that program and see what's going on with that. All right, who's next after that?
So next, and this is one thing I want to talk about, and thank you for getting this platform going when you did, because of the people that you've brought onto this show, and we've all taken advantage of the services that they provide. Ricky's coming on next week. I refinanced the house through Rick. Lori, who we're going to talk about next, who comes at 12 o'clock. She is a member of SWAT, but not the police one. This is Strategic Wealth Management. So my wife and I have an appointment with her on Saturday morning to restructure our finances so we become our own bank.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice. I believe that conversation that Lori is going, she has such a resource of information that we really do need to tap into that and really maximize.
So tune in to Lori's show on at noon on Tuesday the 16th, and then we'll take it from there. And it's the stuff that she does is fascinating. One of the things that I learned, when I lost my job a couple of years ago, that we are financially illiterate in this country. We do not know how to manage money. We don't know how to create wealth. We are taught to get a good job, put away 401k, and then live on 40% of what you couldn't live on when you were working full time. And everything has changed. All the rules are completely different. And we have never learned how to manage wealth or how to create wealth. So we used to live paycheck to paycheck. Now we're living direct deposit to direct deposit. So,
we have talked about this all the time. I mean, if there was a theme to our program, it's have something for yourself. Have a business for yourself. Think outside of the box, because the people, we love to bash the 1%, but the thing is that 1% is operating under information. I was talking to this about with Catherine too. They are operating on information that the 99% isn't operating under. Think about that. You're thinking, well, it's because they were born with an advantage. In some cases, that's true.
Very few.
If you don't know how to manage money, because we've seen it where there are people that inherit money and lose it. Like, they start there's a story about one of the richest men in the world back in, I believe it was the 50s or the 60s, right? One of the richest men in the world out of, I believe he was out of either Africa or Arabia, right? And he was, he had all his resources, all his investments, and he died without a will. All right. He died without a will. So he didn't have any, after he died, there was no real direction to where his money would go, right? Which is where you're going to come in. But his family inherited the money, and within a year,
gone.
And we're not and $1 billion back in the day is a whole lot of money, right? He wasn't a millionaire. He was a billionaire back in the 50s. And they squandered all of it within 1 year. Some of it was in legal fees. So they spent a good portion of the time fighting over who's going to get what portion and paid these attorneys who were loving it, by the way.
The only ones getting rich were the attorneys.
These attorneys were like, yeah, let's drag this out, man. Fight, and they fought over the money, everything, the house, all the properties and everything, until there was no money. There's no collateral left.
There was nothing left to share.
And everybody ended up being back to where, or worse than when they started out.
Yeah.
So it's not really about having the resource. It's about how to manage the resource, whether it's small or whether it's big. And the information is out there. And so that's what we want to bring to you is the information. If you don't have any money right now, you have $2. There is something you can do with that $2 to make it $4. And there's something you can do with that $4 to make it $6. And there's something you can do with that $6 to make it $12. And the people who understand the principles of how money works knows how to make that money grow.
When I was a kid, I was working at a deli, and one of the guys that would come in all the time, an Albanian man who owned 6 apartment buildings in the Bronx, big apartment buildings, hundreds of units each. And one day he says to me, people look at me and they say, "Oh, you're so lucky, that you own all this property and you have all this money." And he says, "Nobody knows that I came here with my wife and my kid. We rented an apartment. The only furniture we had was one mattress on the floor for 2 years while he worked 2 and 3 jobs to make enough money to buy a 2-family house. And the rent from that 2-family house, he bought a 4-family house. And the money from that 4-family house, he bought this first apartment building." So, we are in a country that is the land of opportunity, but everybody wants a guarantee. And a guarantee is that ceiling over what you can do, what you can make, and what you can be.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a lot of countries.
It's really about your mindset about what you have already. I remember there's a story in the Bible where it's a story of Moses, right? The Torah, whichever book everybody reads to kind of like get this information. And Moses was at the Red Sea, right? Everybody knows the story, right? He's at the Red Sea, and he has really petitioned and freed these millions of people, thousands and millions of people, and they brought them to this place, and he was stuck. He was like, "Oh my goodness, this is bigger than me. How am I going to get these people from this side to the other?" And you know what the simplest answer was?
Walk across the bottom.
No. The simple answer was, this is what, and I believe this is how God really thinks. He said, use what you have in your hand. So most of us don't see what we have as valuable. We look at everything else. We look at what everybody else has, and we like, "Oh, he has this, so he has something that's more valuable than what I have." But that's not necessarily true, because for the most part, you have everything you need. You have everything you need to make it to the next level of where you want to go. And it's not like skipping steps, right? Anybody who has skipped steps have always ended up coming back to taking that step they missed, right? So as we talk about, the universe is a system that God created, right? It's a system that keeps you in check. So you might think, "I'm going to get over. Yeah, I'm going to dodge and dive and I'll, do this and that." Look at people that won the lottery.
No financial education. No, they blow it.
They blew it. Yeah, they skipped the steps. So you skip the steps. Now you have millions of dollars. What do you do?
Had millions of dollars because.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's the same mentality that kept you broke. That because you have a lot of money, you're still going to end up broke. Because
right.
Well, I forgot what book I read, that our sense of money is like a thermostat. We set this thermostat at $50,000. So if we make $60,000, we have to do something to get back to $50,000 because that's what the thermostat is set to. So
wow, nice.
Of changing, and they said it's like a thermostat and it's like an autopilot. In a plane. The autopilot will steer you back to whatever course you set, if you veer off a little bit, it's going to go, nope, no, we're heading from LA to New York. And if you veer off a little, the autopilot says, nope, we got to turn 4 degrees to get back to New York. So, and we've gone through this before. The autopilot in your head was a program set in your head when you were 7 years old. And you've never upgraded that program to say, let me make decisions as an adult, not as a 7-year-old that was told what to do. So there, we can go down that rabbit hole with Laurie also on mindset of wealth creation and just getting that, resetting the parameters also with Mona.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, what I love about the team that we have is that we deal with every aspect of the human makeup, right? Because again, if our health is out of check, let's go with that basic. If your health is out of check, then no matter what money you have, it really doesn't make a much difference because you can't enjoy it. Right. If your relationships are out of balance, first of all, let's revert back. If you are out of balance, right? If you're emotionally and mentally out of balance, it doesn't matter, where your health is or where your finances are, because you're in a state of flux. So you're looking for all sort of satisfaction outward, whereas you haven't dealt with the monsters that's going on inside. So that's another factor that I believe the professionals in our group really help people to wrestle with, right? This is the progression of it. Now, if your relationships are jacked up because you are jacked up, right? That in its own self explains everything, because you're on your 7th marriage.
After the 3rd one, it's you.
Yeah,
you gotta figure that out.
I know, but then at the seventh person, all 7 people had they were horrible, right? It wasn't me. It was all 7 ex-husbands or ex-wives, that were the problem. I was not the problem. I was a very nice person. Okay. So we have to kind of like connect ourselves with the relationships that we have and see the dynamics as to how those play out. Because again, we talk about finances, all these different aspects affect your finances. Things that affect our emotional state, things that affect our mental state, affect our financial state.
Absolutely.
All
right. So, all right, back to the calendar. 1 o'clock. I'm on it.
This all has to do with the calendar, because we have everybody together just to go through all these. But go ahead.
All right. So 1 o'clock. I'm on at 1 o'clock. I will be focusing on small business in the finance part. Small business right now is going through hell. I just had a meeting yesterday with my local chamber of commerce, and businesses are scrambling to try to. How many people are allowed in the store? Are we putting out the sidewalk chairs? Are we going out into the street and putting tables out in the street? And what the village says about how much it costs to put a table out in the street, and is it worth it if you're not going to make any money, because the income you get from the patrons you're going to lose paying to the village. So all of the finances of small business, it's absolutely nuts. So we'll be talking about that.
Could I say something about that? I want to say something about that. I think because the world is really changing fast, and with all these different dynamics moving, we have to really examine our options, especially if you're a brick and mortar business. If you're a brick and mortar business and you're seeing that the trend is swiftly, is not slowly moving online, it is swiftly moving towards your millennial online audience, which is a cell phone, computer,
Deliver it to
not as
me.
much. iPad, cell phone, iPad generation, right? Where sitting down in a restaurant now may not be the highlight of everybody's priority, right? So now you have to say to yourself, how do I shift that dynamic? I went into what was it? It was TGIF, innovation, right? Basically, you can order your menu basically before you get there.
Right.
That is phenomenal because now that limits your time, the space and time that you are using to do that. Now, is that technology available to all restaurants?
It could be.
It could be. Definitely. It could definitely be. But those are the questions I believe that, we need to ask, and then we need to have them answered, and so on and so forth. So that's what we want to present to you. We want to give you some options. We want to give you choices, that you can choose from. Go ahead.
Okay. And the other thing I want to say with what I'm doing, and the reason I'm wearing the t-shirt today and not my regular collared shirt, is I just got my certificate from Operation Underground Railroad saying I've been an abolitionist for over a year. And for those that don't know what Operation Underground Railroad is, it is a bunch of ex-military and government people that are routing out and finding child sex traffickers, arresting them, and freeing the children and rehabilitating them. We just I get an update. I think they just rescued the 4,000th child.
Wow.
So
no, you talk about that a little more.
Sure.
Because this is important. So talk about how we can get involved in that.
So what's going on? First of all, child sex trafficking and sex trafficking in general is slavery that has never ended and is actually getting bigger and more widespread. When there was the hurricane out in what was it? In Haiti, there were children lost everywhere, and they were picked up by child sex traffickers and just shipped around. Families selling their own children in poverty, it just goes on. So what these guys have done, they've been setting up offices all around the world and just routing out the sex traffickers and rehabilitating the kids. And it's an ongoing struggle, and there's no end in sight, but every little bit helps. So with our organization, and Phil's involved also, every time we write a new policy, every time we enroll someone new to protect their family and their business, a portion of that gets donated to Operation Underground Railroad. I just posted a video with Anthony Robbins and his involvement with Underground Railroad on my LinkedIn page. So if you guys want to find that, Oscar Capel on LinkedIn, and you can get that video. So that is part of the overall protection that we do with Legal Shield and ID Shield in our organization. And we extend a little bit of that over to Operation Underground Railroad. Look up Operation Underground Railroad on YouTube and see what's going on, and the monumental task these guys are undertaking to try to put a dent in this type of crime.
We need to feature that even more, because that is something that that is the unspoken that is an unspoken crime that we don't want to think about it until it really comes to our doorstep. And then it becomes a major thing for us to focus on, when we shouldn't have to wait. We shouldn't have to wait till it comes to our doorstep for it to be a priority. It's like, I want to mention and talk about this too, because, Meghan Markle and Harry came out with something the other day. And it's, the big focus is, most people are appalled. Oh my God, this is really, this is happening in the royal family. But listen, this is life. There are how many billions of people in the world, and everyone is dealing with their level of violation. And it is for the people that are not affected by it to just be empathetic. If it's your family, if this was your family, if this was your situation that you were going through, how would you want others to respond to that? And a lot of times, if we can take ourselves out of our own space and really be empathetic to someone else, you'll find that there will be a lot more understanding in the world. But that's a whole other introspection that needs to take place. But I love that. I love that they're doing that. I love that they're doing that because it's a much unspoken violation within a lot of countries. This is not just in America. This is all around the world. In some places worse than others.
And a lot of these children are made to make videos, and then the US is the largest consumer of child sex videos. So yeah, it is here in the US.
Wow.
Almost in a different phase, but it is still, the US is no better than the worst third world country.
We need to stomp this out. This really does need to be eliminated from the spectrum.
Yep.
And I'm glad that we're bringing focus to that, because this is what Focus on You. Hello. Dun, 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 dun. I do have my sound effects, don't I?
Yes. All right, so we'll do Wednesday 17th. We're running out of time. We got to keep this to our Wednesday the 17th. We have our lineup from 11 to 1, and that would be Mona coming in at 11 o'clock.
I think you did say Mona already.
No, that was Amanda, Whitney, Lori, and me. And then Wednesday 17th is Mona.
Oh, all right. Mona is our life coach. I was explaining to my nephew, we're good on time. I was explaining to my nephew what a life coach was versus our love coach, which he really wants to connect with our both. And so I have to remind me that I have to do that after this, that he wants to kind of learn more about what a life coach is. And I said to him, a life coach is your life mechanic, right? If you feel stuck and you're not sure what part of your system is not working, the life coach is the one that comes in and evaluates what you're doing and then helps you get unstuck, right? So it's like getting a life mechanic. And that's the best way I can explain that. Mona is an amazing life coach. We have an amazing love coach. If you're having issues with your relationships and building relationships, that it is dynamic. If you're struggling in that area. And it's amazing to me, Oscar, how we can identify when we have a problem mechanically in our refrigerator, because our refrigerator says, boop, boop,
stops working. Yes.
And we say, well, oh yeah, my refrigerator has a problem. Or, our car has a problem because the lights come on, engine light, but we can't tell when our light is flashing a big red light.
We don't have an engine light turn on.
No, I think we do. Because, that is, our emotions are the indicator that we have something going on, and that's the area in which we really need to be sensitive to. I think we underestimate the power of being emotionally intelligent, because it's really that area as to you asking yourself the question, why do I feel the way that I feel? It's an indicator.
It should be, Mona, why do I feel the way that I feel?
What? Right, exactly. That's the question. You sit down and you say that you call her and you say, listen, I've been just kind of like feeling this weird thing. And you can actually get her information on our website at phoenixnationalbusinessgroup.com, or you can go to pnbgllc.com and you'll be able to find the information there. But, that's the question you'd want to ask your life coach is, I feel stuck, but I'm not sure why I feel that way. Yeah.
Exactly. Then, right after that, we have our 12 o'clock focus on you.
Oh, right. Which we're going to have Dwayne Reed.
Yes.
Dwayne Reed, our credit repair guy. And listen, you are in for a treat with him, because credit is basically how we see everything else. That's how we deal with everything in life. Basically, if you look to buy a house, what do they check?
Credit score.
If you're looking to buy a car, what do they check?
Credit score.
If you're looking to get credit, what do they check?
Even to get a phone, they check your credit score.
Oh,
like,
all right. So
do anything if you don't pay for stuff that you already have.
So that is like essential. And sometimes we have stuff on our credit report that shouldn't even be there. So you want to listen in on this program. We're going to touch base with Dwayne Reed on Wednesday, the
at
17th.
noon. And then 1 o'clock, the up and coming young man of insurance, Mr.
Mikhail Fisher. Now he's going to talk about what we should be doing in planning when you have that resource. Well, you know what? I'm going to say it like this. You already have a resource that's valuable to you, that if you weren't here, who would you want to have it? Right? And so when Mikhail comes on, he is going to kind of really talk about how you can set yourself up or set your family up for when you're not here. And that's really great, because most of us don't want to think about it, but it's the reality of life.
It is. It's one of the things I say is, being an adult, being a grown up, is having to deal with the hard choices that you need to make that you don't make as a child. That blaming someone else for things going wrong is a childish thing. We need to take responsibility for everything that happens. Somewhere on my refrigerator, I have one of those quotes that everything is either a stepping stone or a roadblock, depending on the way you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a kid, it's a roadblock. Mom, dad, help me. I can't get over it. You're an adult, it's a stepping stone. It's like, yeah, all right, this is not what I want, but what can I learn from it, and how can I grow, and how can I get better?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, who's next? We're on to the next day, right?
We are on to the 18th, and Mr. Delro, Delro.
No. We'll skip that.
All right, we're not going to do Delro on the 10th at 10 o'clock. Move him over. Rick will be on at 11.
All right, and Ricky is our senior loan officer. We're going to be promoting that program because the housing market is, I don't know if Fleek is still in. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm trying to hang out with the young people right here. But it's the market right now. The real estate market is the market to try and get yourself involved in at this moment, because it is definitely something for us to invest in. And so he's going to talk to us more about that. He's going to talk about why he loves the business of giving out mortgages, and also just basically for you to approach the market in this season. So I'm looking forward to that.
And then Karen's coming up, and I got to call her to see what her recipes are.
Yeah, she's had quite a few good recipes over the last few months. And so if you've missed those programs, again, you can actually subscribe to our Phoenix National Business Group. Phoenix National Network website, and also on our channel on Roku and Amazon Fire TV to get more information on that. We have some great recipes on there from Karen, and of course from Chef Melissa, who I really do need to reach out to. I need to get some more of her information out there as well. But
Yes.
we have some great recipes on there, healthy recipes to kind of keep you and your family healthy.
Yes. So Karen will be on at 12, and then at 1 o'clock, Frank Coppola will be here. And Frank Coppola is our business coach, with an emphasis on some of the things that might be holding your business back, which might be ADD, ADHD, or some other procrastination problem that you kind of think you have. Frank will be the detective there and find out what it is that's holding you back in business, and then help you further your business.
So all of us have a level of ADD.
Oh yeah.
You know, which is an attention deficit. Attention deficit is where we can focus. We have the focus on certain things, but our priorities, because of how we're dealing with it, we are not focusing on the priority things that are going to get us to the other side. So the point of Frank Coppola's information is to help us, to bring us back in check. And also you can actually hire him to help you personally get in check. That's the whole purpose of us bringing these folks to you, is you're also able to hire them personally to bring you to the next level of your business, of your life, relationships, and just getting your mind in a different state in order to be successful at what you do. Yeah.
And that's our lineup for that week. The week after that, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have the same people at the same times, with a twist on what they spoke about the week before. It's like part 2 of what we do, because we only have a limited amount of time to do our program. So stay tuned.
And now I want to make sure that we also emphasize that we're going to be pretty soon, the only folks you're going to see on these platforms is Oscar and myself. I know you'll be disappointed, but our main events that we'll be doing these 2 weeks are going to be officially just launched on our platform. So subscribe today. Don't wait. PhoenixNationalNetwork.org. Go on there, subscribe, so you'll be able to have access to our future programs. We have the professionals that we have that come on these lines are exceptional, and they're vetted with years of experience. So you really do want to make sure that you secure your seat in that theater of information that's going to get you out of where you are now into where you want to be. Because when you win,
we win.
We win. Hello.
You can tell we don't practice this ahead of time, right?
What's that? Yeah, I know, right? And when you win, we win. When you win, we win. Right. And so we're very glad to bring you this information. Again, don't forget to go to and subscribe at PhoenixNationalNetwork.org so you can catch the past programs and some other great programs that we have had as well. Take care, everybody. And we will see you again next week. Hasta la vista.